Breaking down the Alabama quarterbacks, what's going on? It's Kyle Henderson at BamaInsider.com. I think we have to start with Mac Jones. Mac Jones is a 6'3", 181-pound prospect out of Jacksonville, Florida, another early enrollee, one of 16 for Alabama in the class of 2017. Now, as a senior, he led Boils to a 4A Florida state championship game as a senior in 2016, passing for 1,500 yards and 29 touchdowns. In my opinion, he hasn't seemed that comfortable on campus. However, he could be one of these players where you get him in game situations and then he flourishes. We did see from his highlights, he did some nice things. I mean, he has some nice touch on the ball, good delivery, good control, looks downfield, plants his feet, gets the ball to his receivers. So I think it's going to take a little bit of time for him to get comfortable. Right now, he seems a little bit behind Jalen Hurts and Tua Tagovailoa. But I think as we move forward, it's going to be interesting to see Mac Jones and where he is talent-wise. Now let's talk about Tua Tagovailoa, the 6'1", 185-pound quarterback out of Honolulu, Hawaii. Now, as a senior, he threw for 2,700 yards, 27 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, and had 727 rushing yards with 8 touchdowns. That's a total of 3,400 yards, 35 touchdowns as a senior with a passing percentage of 67%. He's looked great early on as an early enrollee along with Mac Jones. I think he looks very comfortable. He's right after Jalen in terms of the reps. He has some good throwing mechanics, and I think, he's a very established quarterback coming in. Tua Tagovailoa has certainly impressed us early on in spring practice. Can't wait to see how he continues to develop over the spring camp period and into A-Day. I think Tua Tagovailoa is going to be a solid backup for Jalen Hurts, and eventually, if he does get playing time, I think he's going to be ready to compete during the 2017 season. Jalen Hurts, at 6'2", 209 pounds, out of Channelview, Texas, returning SEC Offensive Player of the Year. Tons of confidence from Jalen that we've seen. And I've just been watching tape about him, and he looks like he's really worked on his game into the 2017 season. Last year, as a freshman, 2,700 yards passing, 23 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. That's a 62% completion average. He ran for 954 yards with 13 touchdowns. That's a total of 36 touchdowns for 3,734 yards as a freshman. Now, what's he going to do as a sophomore? I think watching him work with Brian Daboll has been really a pleasure because it looks like he really wants to learn. He really wants to grow as a player. And sometimes you look at sophomores or freshmen and you question their leadership abilities. But I think he's the type of player that leads by example. The team seems to follow him. And he's certainly proved it out on the field. Most importantly, I think some of the fans have questioned his deep ball, but that's going to improve. He's only a sophomore. And what he does when the lights turn on is something very, very special. Jalen Hurts has it. I wouldn't be surprised if he's an early Heisman Trophy candidate and even makes a push. I know that's long term. He's got a lot of work to do, but Jalen has it. No reason to question his abilities. Really like what we've seen during this whole spring camp from Jalen Hurts. He's going to do it. Jalen Hurts, still your man for Alabama in 2017.